Here we go for the watch-along of Melbourne Victory, Wellington Phoenix, the second semi-final of the weekend. This is the first leg, of course. Very excited for this one, man. Two top teams coming together. They've played some close matches throughout this season, and this first leg should be fascinating. Obviously, the next leg, second leg next week in New Zealand, you'd imagine Phoenix will be big favourites in that one. So my take heading into this one is that this is a really important game for Melbourne Victory. I think they need to get a positive result here if they want to give themselves a good chance heading over to New Zealand next week. And we have just had kickoff. Looks like a pretty healthy crowd at Amy Park, where it looks pretty sunny as well. Good weather over there in Melbourne. Appreciate you guys joining me for this live watch along. It's been a fantastic final series up to this point. Some very intense games. I was at Allianz Stadium Friday night for Sydney FC Mariners. And of course, Sydney Mariners winning that one, 2-1, holding a very big advantage heading into the second leg at Gosford next week. So Mariners possibly have 1 foot in the grand final. Will it be them or Sydney FC to go through? But more importantly, as our focus is on today, will it be Wellington Phoenix or Melbourne Victory going through to the 2024 A-League Men's Grand Final? Really curious to see how Phoenix go in this game. They don't have the best form in Melbourne. But obviously this Phoenix side has just been incredible this season. What a season it has been for the New Zealand club. Absolutely fantastic. We've got our clock up and running here to keep you up to sync with the match that we're watching here. Leanne's dropping a prediction 0-0 for today's game. I tell you what, I wouldn't be surprised. It's been really tight, the three matches that these two teams have played across the season. I could see it happening. And then that would set up a really intense second leg, I'm sure. We're going to get the lineups on the screen very, very shortly. Interesting for Melbourne Victory. We're going to talk about that lineup in a sec. Plenty of changes for the Victory. I'm not sure what the thinking is there for Victory coach Tony Popovich, but plenty of changes. Obviously, they played a grueling match last week. They went to extra time against Melbourne City. That was our last live watch along. What a match that was. Penalty shootout. Victory winning in the end. Perhaps it's just a matter of shuffling things around, keeping the players and the team fresh. But there's 4 key changes, especially in that midfield area for Melbourne Victory, which were certainly raising the eyebrows of some fans, I think I saw on social media. The likes of Arzani, Falami, Brimmer, all benched. Of course, no Zinedine Machash tonight for Melbourne Victory, which is a big blow. He's been fantastic all season. He was sent off in the Melbourne Derby last week. Look at the amount of yellow as well in that far corner. Incredible. I mean, this has been obviously Wellington Phoenix's most successful season in their history. And here comes Pennington into the box. Great chance for Wellington. Oh my goodness, how's that not gone in? What a chance. What an opening. 3 minutes in, Wellington Phoenix had the ball right in front of goal. Pennington making a good run into the box. And his delivery is scrambled clear somehow. It looked like it was inevitable. It was just going to end up in the back of the net, whether it was going to be an own goal. There were bodies in the area. Oh my goodness. So Jason Guerrier just there to make the block at the crucial moment. Oh my goodness. David Ball was there and he was close to it as well. Wellington Phoenix, of course, playing sort of this, so I guess you could call it a 4-3-3. Looks like it might be a bit of a diamond sort of setup today with David Ball playing sort of a central role, dropping a bit deeper. Barbarousis and Kraev, so sort of those are attacking outlets for Wellington. What an early moment there for the Phoenix. If they could take the lead here in this first leg and take that back to New Zealand, it puts them in a fantastic position. Wellington have been so difficult to beat at home this season. I'm not mistaken. I think the only game they have lost this season was the 3-0 loss to Newcastle Jets many months ago now, which was stands out as a real shock result when you look how the Newcastle Jets went this season. Phoenix might be in behind again. Kriev trying to get him behind with his pace, and De Silva's forced to make an intervention throw in. Dude, the Phoenix fans in the corner, there's so many of them. They have packed out that away end. Incredible. Look at that. Of course, I'm sure they have a strong contingent in Melbourne, but I'm sure plenty flew over for what is... This is basically their biggest fixture and maybe ever. Obviously, they have been in finals previously. They're featured in the finals the last couple seasons under the leadership of Ufuk Talay, their head coach. This is the first time for Wellington that they're straight through to the semi-finals. Last couple seasons, they've been knocked out of the elimination finals. They've struggled to make it through. But this team has just got incredible resilience. They've shown it all year. Giancarlo Italiano deserves a lot of praise for the belief that he's instilled in this this Phoenix team. Again, they're on the attack as well. Wellington, David Ball, edge of the box. Gives it to Kriev, who holds it up. Does well to turn. Too many bodies in the road. Valadon will bring it clear for Victory, who've been on the back foot for the opening 6 minutes. Bright start for the Knicks. It's good to see. Good to see. They're a team who are so solid defensively. Wellington have proved that throughout this year, of course. Been really tricky to break down. And on the counter-attack, they've proved so deadly, haven't they? Wellington Phoenix with the likes of Costa Barbarousis and Kriev and Old with their pace. They're such a threat. Victory will be wary of that, of course. These two teams, of course, playing 3 times throughout the season. 2 draws. And then late on in the campaign, a win for Melbourne Victory, which was a big one. Finn Sermon with a late goal to earn 3 points for Wellington, which at the time kept them top of the table. Of course, Mariners winning the premiership in the end. Newy Jets says, I've got my tickets for Mariners Sydney next week. Love it, Newy Jets. Should be a packed-out Industry Group Stadium next week in Gosford for the second leg. Of course, Mariners with the advantage heading into that one. And of course, as it was revealed this past week, the grand final venues have been revealed. If Mariners go through to the final, the grand final, they will host at Gosford, which is huge for the Mariners. A Wellington-Sydney grand final would see Wellington host. And a Victory in Sydney with the 2 teams to go through. The final would be hosted at the stadium that this game has been played at, Amy Park, which has hosted plenty of big finals games in the past. Hoping to get tickets for the grand final as well, but it will be really difficult. Especially, I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, if I'm not mistaken, I mean, surely Industry Group Stadium would be the smallest grand final venue ever. Off the top of my head, I can't recall a venue that would have been smaller than Central Coast. Of course, when Adelaide hosted the grand final, they played it at Adelaide Oval, which has a big capacity. Corner for Melbourne Victory here, their first corner of the match. They've been on the back foot to open this contest, a chance for the victory in front of the home fans to get on the score sheet early. Semi-final would be sold out. Hopefully. I think as it stands, from what I've seen, I don't think it's fully sold out yet, but that's surely going to be the biggest attendance of the season so far for the Mariners, and hopefully a sellout too. So Bonavazia, the former Phoenix player, to deliver. The delivery is close to Paulson. He gets the punch. away. Victory can come back with it again. Rolly Bonavazia scored some wonderful goals for Phoenix during his time there many years ago now. During the mid-2010s. Back in the A-League with Melbourne Victory, Rolly Bonavazia. So 10 minutes in, Victory 0, Wellington 0. Just 3 minutes in, Wellington with a great chance after Pennington made a run into the box and played through a dangerous delivery. It was dealt with in the end by Victory. Melbourne Victory now with a chance just to hold some possession, control this game. Interesting to see now David Ball sort of dropping back into almost a midfield position alongside Alex Rufer. Playing pretty deep. Usually we do see David Ball deployed as a striker. I think Phoenix will be happy with the start to this game. Melbourne Victory yet to really control things just yet. Atmosphere would be electric with Sydney FC fans. At the semi-final next week, yeah. I mean, of course, Sydney always bring up a strong contingent of fans to Gosford. So, yeah, especially with the Sydney fans coming. I mean, surely the semi-final this weekend for Mariners at home would, if not sell out completely, surely be close to a sellout. Of course, we saw the semi-final last year for the Mariners against Adelaide, the home semi. That second leg, that sold out. That was an incredible atmosphere. In my long years of supporting Central Coast Mariners, that was probably the most, one of the most incredible nights at Gosford. Just to see the stadium fully packed out, the atmosphere was intense. It was electric, indeed. Melbourne Victory slowly starting to build, controlling the ball through the midfield area, pushing Phoenix back. But of course, the task here for Victory, while they do have plenty of dangerous attacking players, it's a matter of breaking through this stubborn Phoenix attack. Valupale with a long-range effort, nowhere near the target on his weaker left foot. Starting today, Nishan Valupale. He came off the bench, of course, last week to score that huge equaliser right at the end of regular time to send the game to extra time in the Melbourne derby last week. Huge moment for boyhood Victory fan Nishan Valupale. Here's a look at the lineups that we've got on the pitch at the moment. General's in the chat. How's it going? Says Melbourne boys are still number one. Of course, the hopes of lifting another championship trophy still well and truly alive for Victory. If they can get through a Wellington Phoenix side, a tough Wellington Phoenix side in the semi-finals across 2 legs, they'd be hard to stop in a grand final. They've got so much experience when it comes to the big day at the end. Of course, they were so successful in the early years of the A-League. Having a good spell of possession now, Melbourne Victory. As you can see from the lineup here, of course, that solid back four of Guerrier, De Silva, Miranda, Traore. Of course, Paul Izzo, goalkeeper, was unbelievable last week for Victory, basically winning them the game in the end. Valadon's in midfield for this match, replacing Brimmer, who's on the bench. Ryan Teague, who played all 120 minutes last week, is in midfield for Victory once again today. Bonavazia playing sort of that number 10 role in place of Machash, as Khalifi's almost in with a chance, cleared away by Wooten. Khalifi, of course, on loan from Perth Glory, starting on the left, Lupale out on that right-hand side. Fornaroli, of course, ever-present up top for Victory. Teague. Traore. Short fatigue. Victory building nicely, and the ball comes in, headed away by Rufa. So far, Wellington dealing with things nicely. Victory looking to come back at them again. Of course, this Wellington lineup has been there has been some changes here and there throughout the season, but it's been pretty consistent for the most part. That centre-back partnership of Sermon and Wooten has been one of the best across the A-League this year. Khalifi. Fornaroli can't control it. Comes to Gary, who's going to shoot. And again, another wayward long-range shot. Now, Mars in the chat. Good to see you here. Leon says, Victory atmosphere is loud. I can hear them on the TV. Love it. Victory. Some of the most passionate fans in the competition, of course, at Melbourne Victory. Phoenix as well. Sort of that midfield trio of Rufer, Pennington and Old, who have featured just about in every game this season almost. It's been a huge season, especially for young Ben Old, who has been around in the Phoenix first team for a couple of years now, but this is the season where he's really broken out. Not just a player coming off the bench, he's been starting a lot of games and having an impact, scoring goals and assisting goals. And that front three, of course, for Wellington, very dangerous. David Ball's playing through the middle today. Kriev out on the left, Barbarousis on the right-hand side. But, of course, as we were talking about just previously, David Ball dropping deep almost to make it almost a diamond midfield, if you like. David Ball sort of playing a false nine role, if you like. Don't forget to throw your votes in the poll. Who do you think is going to win this one? We'll keep the poll up for a little bit longer. Melbourne Victory, Wellington Phoenix. What are your thoughts on West United's departures? Asks Snarmar. Yeah, nothing too surprising, to be honest. Josh Risdon's leaving. Stephen Lustica, two players who've been there for a while now, since the first season, if I'm not mistaken. And some other departures with the likes of Tratt and Connor O'Toole. So, the rumours across the socials are suggesting that Risdon might be on the way back to Perth Glory, which I could certainly see happening. Not sure if that's been confirmed yet, but seems pretty set in stone. Stephen Lustica. I haven't heard anything about where he could be heading, but I'm sure plenty of other A-League teams would like to pick up Stephen Lustica. He was crucial to in that midfield when Western United won the championship a couple of years ago. Valid on nice move in midfield to create some space for himself. He's got it forward to Fornaroli. In fact, Vuvulupale now to Fornaroli into the box. Phoenix should get that clear, and they do. Potential counter-attack brewing here for Phoenix. We talked about earlier how they are so dangerous on the transition. David Ball has it. And, may have hurt himself there. Back to his feet now. Victory back in possession at the back. Is there any on Western Sydney news on Western Sydney Wanderers? Not that I've seen. But Wanderers are a team who do like to make plenty of changes throughout the off season. So, with Wanderers missing out on finals this year, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a fair bit of movement at Western Sydney. Leanne, I assume you're saying halftime griddle, and we'll definitely bring out the griddle at halftime. G'day, NZL50. Think this game's gonna be an interesting game to say the least? Absolutely. Obviously, it sort of makes it a different it's got a different vibe when games are two legs. It's really important for the home team to sort of try and do the best they can to score some goals. But especially here, I think more so than the other semi-final. Like, I think Sydney do have a chance heading up to Central Coast, obviously being a short trip, whereas Melbourne are obviously jetting across to another country to take on Wellington. And it's going to be tough, man. We know that Wellington crowd is going to be showing up in huge numbers next week. It's going to be hard for Victory to get a result there in front of a strong Phoenix atmosphere. So this match right now is crucial for Victory. They really have to get themselves on the score sheet, give themselves an advantage if they want to give themselves a good chance to get through here. Nama asks, do you think it's going to be an embarrassment to Australian football and New Zealand? I assume you're asking if a New Zealand team wins the grand final. I don't think so. I mean, look at what Central Coast Mariners have done this season, winning the premiership and an Asian trophy. I mean, already Australian football has done a fantastic job on the pitch with Central Coast Mariners and their achievements this season. And hey, look, credit to Wellington. They've been unbelievable this year and deserve to be in the top two and deserve to be in this position where they are just a couple games away from a grand final, possibly even hosting a grand final, depending on how the other semi-final goes. So we are 20 minutes into this A-League Men's semi-final first leg. Melbourne Victory 0, Wellington Phoenix 0. Not many clear-cut chances just yet. Phoenix had a pretty decent opening early on. And then Victory, well, they've been struggling to break through. They've made some shots from long distance. Nothing really testing Alex Paulson yet. He's only made one punch clearance so far. Pretty physical contest in midfield so far. We've seen some fouls here and there. Kriev being wrestled off the ball by Teague. Shout out to Ryan Teague, who's been unbelievable this season. What a season it's been for Teague, the Ollie Root, who has been ever present in that Victory midfield. And his midfield partners have been chopping and changing throughout this season, whether it's Fabian Monge, Jake Brimmer, Geordie Valadon today. Teague has been Mr. Consistent in midfield for Victory. General saying, I was watching Yokohama versus Al Anin last night in the ACL final. Yokohama looks strong. Kuehl has done well there. Yeah, great to see an Aussie doing well overseas, of course. Harry Kuehl. Now coaching, of course. Let's fix that up. Made some adjustments here to fix the camera. There we go. We're back. Appreciate you guys tuning for this Watchalong, man. Another finals Watchalong. Has been a great final series up to this point. If you want to support the stream and the channel, you can hit the like button. That's pretty easy to do. And you can hit subscribe if you haven't done so already. If you want to stick around for more A-Leagues content. You can also support the channel by sending through a super chat in the comments section, in the live chat section. Appreciate you guys being here, man. Traore. Teague. Goes backwards. New Zealand 50 saying, we got to give Paulson props. He's only started this season. It's been an incredible year for Alex Paulson. He's been fantastic, hasn't he? Oh, good pass by Traore. Khalifi edge of the box. Fornaroli. Bit of space for Bruno. Oh, he's going to shoot two. Alex Paulson's going to save that pretty comfortably. But that's the first shot on target of the game, 23 minutes in. Bruno Fornaroli. Just a little bit of space opening up there for Bruno. He got away from Alex Rufer. Weaker left foot. It was straight at Paulson. How do you think Auckland are doing, asked Leanna. I hope they're doing all right in their, as they build their team for the upcoming season. Very keen, of course, to see Auckland in the A-League, another team into the A-League. It's very, very exciting. And rumours across the social media sites suggesting that it might be bringing some pretty high-profile names, some top A-League players, which is good to see. Bonavacia. Space for Traore, who can hit them. He does, but Payne's there to make the block. Another corner here for Melbourne Victory, who is starting to control this game a little bit. Did you see Adelaide starting Ethan Cox instead of Delianov? I did, because I was there in person to see it. Ethan Cox did start against Central Coast Mariners in the final game of the regular season. And yeah, he made some maybe some errors that he wouldn't be happy with. It was funny actually. The Mariners fans were really getting on his were really getting on his back, I guess, throughout the game. Every time, I think there was one clearance that Ethan Cox made where it just sort of, he sort of totally stuffed it up and it just went like spinning backwards through the air. And after that, every time the ball would come close to Ethan Cox, at his feet, Mariners fans would just be like, oh, just making him that little bit nervous. And, of course, Mariners ended up capitalising on an error at the back there from Adelaide. Max Ballard scoring that second goal in that game. 25 minutes in, 0-0. It's Melbourne Victory, who are just holding the ascendancy at the moment. Traore has some advantage here for Victory. Nice pass inside for Bonavazia. Valadon swings it out to the right to Valupale. Good ball movement here for Melbourne Victory. They're committing numbers forward. Guerrier delivering. It's an awful cross. That's flown straight out of play from Jason Guerrier. He'll be disappointed with that. One of the top right backs in the competition, Jason Guerrier. Plenty of experience in big games. General says, really should try football in Tassie with the upcoming new Tassie Stadium, but that's up to the APL. Hey, we'd love a A-League team in Tasmania. That'd be cool. To be honest, I'm not up to date with the stadium situation in Tasmania. I know that there's meant to be an AFL team coming in the future at Tasmania. So from what I understand, I think that it would be an oval stadium, if I'm not mistaken. Which I guess is the problem, hey? We want the rectangular stadiums. We've got a fantastic one here at this match, Amy Park, one of the premier rectangular stadiums in the nation. In the nation. All right. Bonavazia winning the ball high up the park. A little bit of push and shove with Tim Payne. Valupale losing the ball. There's a crucial moments here for Melbourne Victory. They're having possession in good areas of the field, but they're not really being productive with it. Ooh, Jason Guerrier. Now, we know that he was sent off a couple weeks ago in the last game of the season against Brisbane for a dangerous tackle. He was flying in there on Ben Old, and I tell you what, looking at the replay, let's have a look at that again. Dude, if there's a contact at all, it's like on Ben Old's like toenail. Barely any contact at all. Wow. I mean, the red card that he got a few weeks ago was certainly, he certainly deserved it. It was a dangerous challenge. But that one, I think he barely scraped the toenail of Ben Old there. Some more advantage here for Melbourne Victory. Wellington Phoenix playing a physical game up to this point. Good delivery into the box. Finn Sermon has to head that clear. Khalifi's going to regather. Back for Traore. Options in the middle. Roof is there to bring it clear. Oh, loses possession in a dangerous position. Uncharacteristic error from the Phoenix captain. Khalifi into the box. This is a huge chance for Victory. Scotty Wootton getting his head on it. In fact, it was Finn Sermon just stooping their head to get that clear. Fantastic season for young central defender Finn Sermon. It was close indeed, wasn't it, Leon? What's your thoughts on Nick Montgomery possibly getting sacked, says Nama? Yeah, again, I haven't been following the situation at Hibs too closely, but yeah, I have seen that they haven't necessarily been doing too well. Look, Nick Montgomery, fantastic head coach. What can I say? Such a good Mariners fan. He won us a grand final, right? We wish Nick all the best, and hopefully he keeps his job. And, I mean, if I just go back to what Nick Montgomery did at Mariners, I mean, our first season was good under Nick Montgomery. Made finals, but were knocked out in the elims. And the second season, we ended up winning the grand final. So maybe Monty just needs a bit of time in Scotland. So a bit of an incident here. Rolling Bonavazia involved. Now, the arm was raised against Kraev. I don't think there was any contact with the face. You got to be careful, though. You got to be careful. There's definitely contact with the shoulder, of course. It's above the shoulder of Kraev. It's a dangerous challenge from Bonavazia. I don't think the referee's made a booking at all, has he? Could be mistaken. Bonavazia. I'm trying to think which Phoenix players would have been there when Bonavazia was playing at Phoenix. Surely Alex Rufer, right? Don't think any of those other Phoenix players would have been there. Maybe David Ball, perhaps. Maybe that's not that late. Wellington Phoenix have barely had a touch of the ball in the opposition half for the last 20 minutes. We are half an hour into this semi-final first leg. 0-0. As I think we mentioned a bit earlier on in this game, we could see 0-0 as the end result for this first leg. Which I'm sure if one team was going to be the happier team heading to the second leg, if that was the result, surely Wellington would be pretty content with a 0-0 draw heading to the second leg at home. David Ball's got possession. Ben Old on the left. Options centrally. Dangerous chance here. Oh, it's dangerous indeed. And Pennington at the far post. Trying to make the contact. Can't find the ball. Good opportunity. Ben Old, nice little move to get around Guerrier. And the deflected clearance. The deflected cross, I should say. Finding its way through to Pennington, who did get a boot on it in the end. So while Wellington have barely gotten forward, the couple times they have gotten forward, they've actually looked really dangerous in comparison to Melbourne Victory, who have been having shots from range. So, man, dude, I can't get over just the numbers of Wellington fans in that away section. It's huge numbers. Fantastic to see. Such a passionate supporter base at Wellington Phoenix. Bojan Arkraev backwards now to Old, now to Rufa. Phoenix are building here, getting some more players forward. Tim Payne has made a run from right back. Can't get it clear still. Under pressure here. Pennington. Barbarouses was there as well. They both went for a swing. And all of a sudden opened up for them. Almost there for Wellington. Miranda failing to make the clearance. Bit of a nervy moment there at the back for Victory. Didn't need to hit it first time, so General. Good chance, hey? Khalifi for Victory. Lays it off for Traore. Again, another poor delivery for Victory. This is interesting for Victory. They are playing well moving forward. They're getting the ball forward and getting players into dangerous positions, but nothing really looking super dangerous up to this point. A couple long-range shots and crosses coming in, just going out of play. Good to see John in the chat here this afternoon. Pennington and Barbarouses got in each other's way. They did, didn't they? And surely if you wanted anyone to take that shot, Costa Barbarouses, who's been fantastic in front of goal this season for Wellington, you'd want him to be taking the strike for sure. Leon's back in a Mariners Victory Grand Final. We'll see. We shall see. I could see it happening. But if that's going to happen, I think Victory have to win this first leg, surely. Nama says, Karen Kowal coming to the A-League All-Stars match. Yes, I saw that. Very exciting news. Hopefully he gets some minutes for Newcastle. Karen Kowal. Been out on loan in Netherlands this season. Hasn't gotten a whole lot of game time from what I've seen. Such a fantastic talent is Garen Kowal. I won't be going to Melbourne for it, but we'll probably do watch-along for the All-Stars game, which is that next? Dude, is that next week? No, it's the week after. It's the day before the grand final. That's all I know. Day before the grand final. So that's going to be a huge weekend. Because on the Wednesday, that grand final we got on the Wednesday, Tottenham are here. And they're taking on Newcastle, I'm pretty sure. And then we've got the A-League Women's All-Stars taking on Arsenal Women. And then the A-League Men's All-Stars taking on Newcastle's men's side as well. And that's on the Friday. And then on the Saturday night, it's been confirmed for Saturday, the 25th of May. is the A-League Men's Grand Final. Huge week. Huge week. Couple weeks away now. 4 teams in contention. Central Coast Mariners, Sydney FC, and of course today, Melbourne Victory, Wellington Phoenix facing off. Miranda. Wayward pass. Phoenix. Dude, they love these moments, Phoenix. They pick off the ball in midfield and look at them go. Springing forward. Slowing it down now just to get some more players involved in the attack. Good to see Gaming being in the chat here. How's it going? Yes, indeed. AC Milan, Roma coming to Perth. Always good to have some big names in world football coming down under. We had Spurs, West Ham here last season. Who else did we have here last year? Surely we had some others. Can't recall off the top of my head. Spurs, West Ham. There was definitely one more. Sam Sutton wins a free kick. Out wide. Ten minutes to go, man. Roughly. Until half-time. This first half's gone by pretty quickly. Bit of an arm wrestle up to this point. Melbourne Victory. Have had a good amount of the ball, but need to try and create some better quality chances. Fornaroli trying to get a flick on. Might be some space for... Oh, he's taken down. Huge call here. No penalty according to the ref. Fornaroli's been taken out. Wellington Phoenix players are not happy about it. There was some heavy contact there. Replay's going to be interesting. Fornaroli with the touch. It almost looked like a handball for a second. I tell you what, that looks like a pretty clean win of the ball from Pennington. We might need another look at another angle. Here we go. Comes off the chest of Sermon, so no handball. Fornaroli cuts inside. Pennington flies in. That's a great win of the ball. It's a great tackle. It's a fantastic tackle. It's a brilliant, brilliant intervention from Pennington. Because Fornaroli was in a dangerous spot. There's no way that's a penalty. Correct call by the referee. Good refereeing. Got to praise that when we see it. Adam Kersey, the referee for this semi-final match. Corner for Victory. Goal kick. This game is bubbling nicely, man. It is. It's set up nicely. I felt that from all the finals matches so far, the intensity has sort of been at another level, you know. Good to see Casual Sydney FC supported in the chat. Hello to you as well. Casey, good to see you in the chat. Palace? Were Crystal Palace here? Is that right? Dude, I can't even remember. A year ago. FC Barcelona were here. Were they here last year? I know they were here the year before for A-League All-Stars. Did they come as well? Barcelona. Dude, I must have a bad memory. Will we have a goal before the halftime break? Stick around at halftime. We'll be playing Griddle at halftime. The A-League player guessing game. We're going to give it a go for today. We had some good performances recently in Griddle on live streams. I think we got 9 out of 9 last time, actually. So we'll be testing the A-League knowledge. Now, Bonavazia is going to have a shot from long range. Interesting decision. He had some teammates alongside. Bonavazia, some more space for him in the middle. Valupa lay under pressure. Still with it. Valadon will hit. Oh, decent effort. Paulson had to be on his toes there. It was well positioned for him. Had to jump up to get that. Jordi Valadon, that was on target again. They're getting closer. A lot of these shots have been from outside the box for Victory, but they are slowly getting closer. Bit of a wrestle here between De Silva and Kraev. Is there a foul in there? Referee is having a chat to the players. Like, I don't even know whose free kick it was. I think it's going to Wellington. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a fair call. De Silva had a pretty good grip of Kraev there. Throw in here for Wellington. As the camera gives us a good look at the strong numbers in the away bay there. The Wellington fans shown up in fantastic numbers today. They're up for this one. Oh, good pass and good run by Barusas. Is he onside? Play on. Cross comes in towards Kraev. Guerrier. Crucial intervention. Payne. Phoenix still in possession. Nice from Pennington. Nice, nice, nice. We love it. Oh, Pennington. Flying in. Good game up to this point from Nicholas Pennington in midfield. Fornaroli's taken out of the ball. Surely that's going to be a yellow card. It will be. The yellow card was almost out of the pocket before the challenge was even complete. Certainly a bookable offence, that one. David Ball just almost rugby tackling Rolly Bonavazia as he was breaking free. Some pretty strong contact on Fornaroli as well. There seems to be quite a clear incentive, or intention, I guess I should say, from Wellington Phoenix to take a very physical approach in this game. Plenty of fouls and another one here. Yellow card for David Ball, the first of the game. We've seen plenty of red cards dished out in the final series already. 2 last week in the elimination finals. Oh, Bonavazia. He's won the ball high up the pitch. 2 red cards on Friday night as well between Sydney and Mariners. Sky Blues had 2 players sent off the field. Validon. Bonavazia. He's going to shoot. Wellington Phoenix will know it, man. They know it better than anyone else. Rolly Bonavazia is the master of the long-range strikes, the long-range goals. So far, all these shots from Victory from outside the penalty area are either going straight at Wellington Phoenix goalkeeper Alex Paulson or just sailing way wide of the goal. Counter-attack. Wellington. Sutton holds it up, though. Not long till the halftime break. 0-0 between Victory and Wellington. First leg semi-final. The intensity is high. Neither side making many mistakes. Playing it pretty safe up to this point, you got to say. Let's check the results in the poll. We'll close the poll at halftime. So feel free to throw your votes in if you haven't done so already. Who do you reckon is going to take the win today? Victory or Wellington? Or it could be neither. But that's boring, voting for a draw. So just pick a team. Victory or Wellington? Who's winning today? Appreciate you guys tuning in for this live watch along. If you want to support, you can hit the like button. You can also consider sending through a super chat to support the channel. We're all about promoting the wonderful league of the A-League here at Coastwood Football. Just a couple of weeks left until the competition goes on the off-season break. The long off-season break. But of course, plenty of football during the off-season with the Socceroos and Matildas in action shortly after the conclusion of the A-League men's competition. Matildas are taking on China in a 2-match series. Socceroos have got their last couple World Cup qualifiers for this current phase, at least, coming up in next month as well. Of course, plenty of football across the world as well. The Euros competition taking place next month as well. And of course, the Olympics. So no shortage of entertainment. Barbarousis, bit of space on the right. Cross is decent. Teague's there to make the block. First corner of the game for Phoenix, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, Matilda's involved at the Olympics this year. No men's team for Australia at the Olympics. The Olyroos failed to qualify. Had a very disappointing Asian Cup campaign. Anderson's leaving Wanderers. It's not surprising. He struggled, unfortunately. Marcus Anderson scored a few goals. Didn't he? But it just didn't click. I don't know what. There was a lot of hype around him too. He's played at a good level, Marcus Anderson, but just didn't work out for him, unfortunately. Corner here for Wellington. Far post delivery. Bernold knocks it back in, close towards Izzo, and he claims it. Paul Izzo. That's a bit of a coming together with Pennington. Gets the clearance. That might be Paul Izzo's first touch of the game. By the way, we've got 1 minute of injury time. We're going to play some Griddle at half-time. We're going to test the A-League knowledge. For those that don't know, Griddle is a player guessing game. A-League player guessing game. You test your A-League knowledge. So we're going to be playing that live on stream. You might be able to see me completely humiliate myself. But we're going to give it a go for today. It's been an arm wrestle. It's been a tightly contested contest. Shouldn't have said that. Contested contest. It's a contested football match, that's for sure. It has been a very tight match up to this point. Melbourne Victory with more chances and more opportunities. Some long-range shots. Some of them testing Alex Paulson. No stunning saves up to this point, though. It's been pretty straightforward. Wellington Phoenix looking dangerous in the counter-attack at times. Pretty even half overall, even though Melbourne Victory probably have, I'd assume would be dominating the possession and shot stats. But there's reason enough to suggest that either of these teams could win this first leg. Of course, a huge one, especially for Melbourne Victory. Wellington Phoenix will surely have the advantage at home in the second leg. With their home crowd behind them, this is a big one for Tony Popovich's team. Good game so far, says Leanne. It's been good. It's been good. It can click into another gear. It's got it. It's got another gear to go into. But the defenses have been on top for the most part, I think it's fair to say. The defenses have been on top. Couple of nervy mistakes maybe from Melbourne Victory throughout that first half. But overall, close contest up to this point. All right, we're going to pull up Griddle in just a second. If you haven't played Griddle, check out griddlegame.com. I believe that is the website. Griddlegame.com. Griddlegame.com. Always a fun time trying to test our A-League knowledge. Let's pull it up in just a second. Yeah, so we played Griddle last stream. And of course, our last watch-along was that Melbourne Derby elimination final last week. This time last week, funnily enough. And we were a little bit shaky in that one. No, that was the one where I think we got 9 out of 9 in the end, actually. If I'm not mistaken. But anyway, we're going to give today's Griddle a good go. Made by the wonderful folks at Ultimate A-League. Let's have a look here. So we've got a few... Central Coast Mariners, Adelaide United, West Sydney Wanderers, and Melbourne City involved. Bear with me for a second here as we get this adjusted on the screens. Looking for players who have picked up 20-plus yellow cards. It's a fair number of yellow cards. You surely have to be playing for a few years to pick up that many yellow cards. And players who have 50 over have won more than 50% of their games. There you go. There you go. There we go. It's on our screens now. It's on our screens now. Okay. Let's do it. Halftime entertainment. Where do we start? I like to usually start with the hardest section. Good to see Messy Football Edits in the chat. How you going? 20 plus yellow cards might be the one to start with. 20 plus yellow cards and a 50% plus win percentage. Let's go. Lee Broxham's the first one that came to my mind. To be fair, he's been part of some victory sides who have struggled. Obviously, he's been part of just almost every Victory side as lead Broxham. Maybe there's another option we can go for. 20 plus yellow cards. Maybe best Berisha. Berisha. Our first guess for the day. Oh my goodness me. It's close too. Besart Berisha. That's a 49.15% win percentage. That's incredible. It's so close. He's got 33 yellow cards. Oh my goodness, dude. Dude, I feel like that happens to me a lot with Griddle. My guesses are, if they're wrong, they're really close. That's almost as close as it gets there. So we slipped on the first one. How's no one scored yet, says Messi Football Edits. It's a fair question. The Melbourne Victory have certainly been looking dangerous going forward. Some of those long-range shots. All right, what else we got? Where do we go next, dude? Let's go win percentage for the Mariners. Let's go... I mean, we can just go for a player who's been playing this season for them. So, Mikael Docker. Of course, 66.67. Wow. Mikael Docker. He's been fantastic this year for Central Coast. Adelaide, 50% plus win percentage. Ooh. Like, do we go... Would Nesta? Would Irwin Kunda have that win percentage? Maybe someone like Ayo Mobile, who was involved with Ayo Mobile was involved in that championship squad, right? Ayo Mobile. I tell you what, I'm just gonna go for it. I could be wrong. It was a rubbish guess in the end. I'll be interested to see what names are on that list there. Potentially Aaron Kunda. Although Adelaide have been a bit before this season, so maybe not. Okay, 20 plus yellow cards for Western Sydney Wanderers. Surely Topper Stanley, you'd think might be in that category. There you go, 24. Okay, 20 plus yellow cards for Melbourne City. Easiest question of the day, Scotty Jamieson. We love Scotty Jamieson, A-League legend. And now this should be easy. These are the easy ones for me, personally. I don't know about you guys. Like guessing players who have played for 2 or more clubs. Clisby. Adelaide Wanderers. Yengi. I feel like Yengi's the one we use a lot. Cassini Yengi for Adelaide Wanderers. Melbourne City and Mariners. Let's go Ross McCormack. Let's go a bit of a different one. Ross McCormack. And then finally, a player who has played for both Adelaide and Melbourne City. I'm sure there's plenty of options we can go for there. Let's go Stefan Mork. Currently at Adelaide United. Okay, so we slipped on a couple there. Let's have a look at players who have won more than half of their games. Is Irwin Kunda there? There's a lot of players there, aren't there? Bruce Kamau. See, that's a tricky one, hey. Like, it's a tricky one because they've got players from all over their history. Joey Coletti's in there. Marcos Flores. Interesting. Okay, so there we go. We slipped on that one. And we came so close with the bottom left one as well. Oh, there's not many to choose from. Jacob Farrell's in there. Wow. Jacob Farrell. Yeah, that's a fair guess, actually. I probably should have thought of my own team. Ninkovic is in there. Yeah, Kevin Muscat. Interesting. Interesting there. Jacob Farrell. I'm going to remember that one for next time. Tarek Garrell just says, Jen Will. Was he in there as well? He probably would have been too, hey. Ben Joe in the chat says, come on, Phoenix. Come on, Phoenix. Wellington. I think they'll be okay with the scoreline. They'll be pretty content with it at this point. But a real competitive performance by the Wellington Phoenix up to this point of the match. Half time, 0-0. Who's going to make the breakthrough? Have you heard the rumours about the grand final being at the Central Coast? If the Mariners make it, more than a rumour, my friend. More than a rumour, we gamer boys. It is confirmed. It is happening. If Mariners qualify for the grand final, they're hosting it at Gosford. It's huge. It's exciting. It's brilliant news. And yeah, man, just excited about the proposition of Gosford hosting an A-League grand final. I remember a few years ago when Mariners qualified for the Australia Cup final against Melbourne Victory, and then the final went to Victory, and that was painful because we had the opportunity to host the final, but went to Victory instead. So Mariners have the opportunity here now. Mariners have the chance now to host the biggest game that Gosford's ever seen. Yeah, man. Taggart, interesting question. Who would you prefer to face in the final if you get there? Great question. It's a good question. I tell you what, because I'm pretty terrified of both teams. Like, Mariners have obviously been fantastic this season. Wellington have been superb. The Melbourne Victory on their day, very dangerous. It's hard. Like, honestly, like, whoever it is, I'll be back in Mariners. Mariners have just been so resilient this season, and at home, in front of a home crowd, surely will be favourites at a home grand final. Mariners. If I had to pick, probably Melbourne Victory, just because Wellington are just such a tricky team, man. Such a tricky team. Having said that, like, by no means am I saying that Melbourne Victory are an easy team. You know, they're just a slightly easier option. I think back to when Mariners defeated Melbourne Victory 1-0 at Amy Park earlier on the season. We had their dig deep. We're on the back foot. So I don't know, man. Maybe Wellington. Yeah. I don't know. It's tricky. It's tricky. Okay. Second half is just around the corner. We're going to close this poll in 1 minute. So jump in the poll in the live chat. Got 42 votes up to this point. Who's winning, Melbourne Victory or Wellington Phoenix today? Who comes away from this first leg with a win? And who will hold the advantage heading into the second leg? Of course, it could be a draw. It could be a draw at this first leg, which is, at this rate, might well happen. Could be 0-0. Two very stubborn defenses. So we're going to close the poll very shortly. Throw your votes in the poll. I'm going to go get a jumper. Second half around the corner. See you guys in a second. All right. Time to close the poll. Time to close the poll. What are the results? 45 votes. Thank you very much for voting in the poll. Everyone. Appreciate it. Appreciate every single one of you for tuning into this live watch-along as well. A semi-final watch-along. I can confirm for you guys right now, we'll not be doing any watch-alongs next week, unfortunately, for the two semi-finals. They're both happening on the same day, of course. Mariners at home at Gosford. And then just before that, Wellington hosting Melbourne Victory next week. If Mariners do not qualify for the grand final, we are indeed on track for a watch-along of the grand final in a couple weeks' time, which... goodness me, wouldn't that be exciting? So no watch along this week, but of course, we'll be dropping a predictions video this week for the second leg of the semi-finals. We've learned a lot from this first week, that's for sure. Be interesting to see if we get any substitutions at the break. Do Central Coast Mariners qualify for the Club World Cup? Unfortunately not. You can only qualify for the Club World Cup if you win the Asian Champions League. Of course, huge achievement for the Mariners winning the AFC Cup last week. What a moment for the Mariners and for Australian football. Fantastic. But the AFC Cup is the second tier competition in Asia. Mariners will be involved in the Asian Champions League next season. It will be called the Asian Champions League Elite, I believe, next season. It's got a new name. And if they win that, then they get through to the Club World Cup, which that'd be fun. Damien Bean's back in 2-1 Knicks. Make sure to hit the like button if you're tuning in. Support the live stream, support the channel. You can also consider sending through a super chat if you want to show your support. Jules is here in the chat as well. Good to see you here. I think Victory win 3-1. I believe in them. Love that belief. General in the chat says, I follow Mahazi on his career after playing football. I've seen some of his stuff on social media as well. Hey, yeah. He seems to be doing a lot of stuff. He's a coach right now, but I still remember him being controversially picked ahead of Guy Finkler by Muskie in that Champions League run. Yes, Rashid Mahazi was involved at Melbourne Victory for a few years there, wasn't he, in the 2010s? Guy Finkler, what a player he was as well. Brazilian midfielder, playmaker, fantastic free kick taker as well. Oh, a bit of a rhyme there. Brazilian playmaker. Free kick taker. I feel like there's a rap in there or something, you know. Guy Finkler, playmaker, free kick taker. Not my best work. Not my best work. Second half is around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. It's 0-0 in the first leg semi-final between Melbourne Victory and Wellington Phoenix. Victory have been taking up plenty of shots from long range. Nothing quite hitting the target. Well, some shots hitting the target, but the shots that are hitting the target are going straight into the grateful hands of the best goalkeeper in the A-League right now in Alex Paulson. Wellington Phoenix looking a little bit dangerous on the counter-attack as well. The broadcast is back. Looks like there's some Victory women's players in these stands. It looks like Alex Chidiak, at least Kellen Knight in the stands as well. Good to see. And look at that. The Wellington Phoenix fans in Melbourne to support their team. Second half, teams are back on the field. And we are indeed kicking off for the second half. Here we go. Here we go. Do the Brisbane chant you made up. Are you referring to the one from like a few years ago we did? That was like 2 or 3 years ago now, wasn't it? How did that go? It was like, come on, Brisbane. Was that the one where I was like, hear us roar? We are Brisbane, hear us roar, or something like that. There you go. General says, just got yourself a commentary gig at Paramount with that wordplay. Yeah. Early corner here for Wellington. Good start, 30 seconds in. Tim Payne's going to take it. Goal here would be huge for Wellington to open up the second half. It's up in the air. It's falling to Ben Old. What's with everyone missing these long-range shots? There's been a lot of shots and crosses that have just gone sailing out of play. I know that wasn't a pun involving Perth goalkeeper Ollie Sale. T. Catrick. He hasn't scored many goals this season. Has he scored any goals? I think he's probably got a couple, Ryan Teague. Actually, I think he scored against Wellington Phoenix earlier in the season, if I remember. I'd be surprised if he even has 3 goals for the year. Good to see Spencer in the chat. How you going, man? Darth Eduardo's here as well. Says, come on, Wellington Phoenix. Bit of love for the Phoenix in the chat. So it doesn't look like we've got any changes at the break. Of course, the lineups were quite interesting heading into this game. Victory making some surprising calls. Tony Popovich opting to make some midfield alterations. The likes of Brimmer, Arzani, Falami all benched. Valupale Khalifi. Valadon starting. Bonavazia as well starting against his former team in a semi-final. Huge. Victory aren't happy with the call there. The foul on Alex Rufer committed by Bonavazia. Tell you what, I think I agree with Victory there. I think that was a bit harsh. Not too much contact there on Alex Rufer. Miranda winning the ball. Khalifi, nicely done. Glides past Pennington. And he wins the corner. Isn't Brimmer going to Auckland? Says Spencer. Well, if the rumours are true, that is where he will be playing next season. I haven't seen anything official yet. I don't think they've made any official announcements, unless I've missed something. But that seems to be the talk. And what a signing that would be to sign a Johnny Warren Medal winner, Jake Brimmer. Huge. Huge. What do you think of the Sydney Red Cards? I know they've been hotly debated. My opinion, and look, I'm a Mariners fan, but I think even regardless, if it was another team playing, I agree with both red cards. I agree with the penalty decision. I have no complaints. And that's all I'll say. And I know a lot of people feel differently. But Jack Rodwell red card, absolutely yes. Dangerous challenge. Was it a penalty? Yes. Second yellow for Corey Holman, yes. So, corners for either side to open up this second half, but nothing too challenging for either keeper up to this point. What will we see in the second half? Who will be the team to make the breakthrough? Again, I stress this importance of how big of a deal this, in particular this first leg is, in particular for the home team, Melbourne Victory. It's going to be a huge effort for them to win next week in Wellington. I just can't really see it happening, to be honest. Wellington have just been so good at home. And we know they're going to have a huge crowd for that semi-final next week, Wellington. The biggest game of their existence, really, Wellington Phoenix. And Wellington, the city, for that matter. Why not? Oh, Pennington winning the ball high up the pitch. Good chance for Phoenix. Kryev, nice pass out wide to Old, who swings it across. Payne tries to keep it in. Will it be a corner? Corner indeed. Corner indeed. So here we go. Wellington with another set piece. Good start to the second half for Wellington. Tim Payne to play in another outswinger. Finn Sermon's in there. Pennington, Kryev. Comes out to Ben Old. And again, and you can see his teammates frustrated with him. Ben Old just having a swing at it, and it's gone sailing over the goal. Oh, goodness me. Went flying. You could see Scott Wooten off over to his left, just like, oh, just telling him just to calm down, hold the ball for a second. We're in a good position. You got teammates with you. There's no reason just to take a swing at it. And here comes Volupele the other way. Traore's gone down to the box. It's bouncing around. Fornaroli's there. Can't get to the ball. Great strength from Bojidar Kryev. Well done. Well done. Yeah, I did see something about that frenzied rabbit. I did. Is that right? They're establishing a sort of partnership with Brisbane? Feel free to provide some more information. Geria. Ooh, bit of space for Khalifi. Salem Khalifi can't hold on to it, though. Phoenix counterattack could be brewing here if they want it. Barbarousis, watch out. Of course, Costa Barbarousis. Victory know him very well. Oh, heavy challenge from Pennington. Another yellow card, and it's continuing again in the second half. This physical, intense play from Wellington. Fouls are starting to rack up now. Flying in there. Pennington late on Khalifi. Very late. Nowhere near the ball. I don't think you can complain with that as well, hey. Essendon Elite. Good to see you in the chat. Who's going to win? Great question. It's been pretty even up to this point, hasn't it? Josh, you in the chat, good to see you here as well, asking a Premier League related question. Do you think there's any chance for Arsenal in the Premier League? I think with Manchester City winning overnight, it's going to be tough. I think City have it from here. I think Manchester City do have it from here. It's been a great title race in the Premier League this season. So it's been an intense start to the second half, isn't it? Both teams coming out. Traore. What? Dude! Can someone... What are the statistics for shots outside the box? I think there's been, like, between both teams, there must be, like, 1 or 2 shots that have been taken inside the penalty area. As soon as either team gets within, like, 30 meters of the goal, they're just like, all right, shoot now. Like, just relax. Relax. There's barely been any shots on target. Kraev. Miranda. Good tackle. Bonavazzi. Bonavazzi's been heavily involved today. He's worked hard. He's at a sort of a free role in the middle of the park, playing that Zinedine Machash role, if you like. Of course, Machash suspended for this game. Suspended for next week too, as well. Big blow for victory, isn't it? For Lupale on the right. Getting around Rufa. Crossing as well. No one's there to meet it. Good run by Guerrier. Sutton makes the tackle. Phoenix should be able to deal with this. This is a really interesting game. Like, I get the sense that, like, both teams aren't quite at top gear, you know what I mean? Like, the intensity's there. It is. But it just needs to... It's bubbling nicely. I think we could be set for a pretty frantic final half an hour, though. As the game starts to open up just a little bit. Nice touch from Barbarousis. Laying it off for... In fact, it was Payne laying it off for ball. And Phoenix are on the attack here. Ambitious pass from Payne. Too much on it. Too much on it. He was looking for that signature Costa Barbarousis running behind. Costa was never getting to that one. Frenzy says, really want to see Mariners win the treble. It would be well deserved. It can happen. It's still on. Dude, it's been an incredible season. It's been insane. What a year it's been. AFC Cup, A-League Premiership, and, dude, if we can win the championship, dude, that's the dream. It's the dream. General says, I'm waiting for the usual Damien De Silva goal. He likes showing up late in the big games, doesn't he, De Silva? He's done it a few times this season. Bojan Kraev has it out on the left. Back for Old. Phoenix now with a chance to control possession. Plenty of space out on the right. Tim Payne looking to get a bit higher up the field now. We didn't see the fullbacks for Phoenix get high up the pitch much at all in that first half, I noticed. Usually we do see both Sutton and Payne pushing really high and wide up those wings. Now they do seem to be getting a bit more further up the field. Now that Wellington are finally enjoying a little bit more possession. Rufa, ooh, not the best pass up the line. Something does well to keep it in, though. Bit of back and forth here. Bit of sloppiness from both teams. Fornaroli finally controls possession, and that's a great challenge from Rufa to win the ball back. Sliding in for another one. Bit of pinball in the middle of the field as Victory look like they're preparing some substitutions. What else are we saying here? Darcy Water says, I think it's going to be 2-0 to Wellington, or 1-0, or 3-0. Christopher, hello, says, just found your link. Many thanks, Wellington Phoenix supporter in Christchurch, New Zealand. No audio here in New Zealand. Absolute disgrace, but thanks for sharing and saving the day. Go Wellington. Christopher, very glad that you found the channel and the live stream. Appreciate you jumping in and saying g'day in the live chat. And all the best to your Wellington Phoenix, who are absolutely in this semi-final tie. 0-0 deep into the second half now. Valupale dribbling through the box. Valadon's there. Oh, great chance. Cleared away by David Ball. It was a dangerous area. Where was Bruno Fornaroli? You'd think he was thinking he was going to be there to tap it home, but no one was there for victory. Good opportunity for the home team. So close indeed. Traore, left side. Deflected cross. Corner for Melbourne Victory. This is... I told you it was building, man. Triple change. Oh, well, and here you go. Now, this is interesting. So the three sort of key players who were dropped for this game, in Bremer, Arzani, and Falami, are about to enter the pitch almost on the hour mark. You just wonder if this was a plan by Tony Popovic, maybe to hold these guys off until the second half and then catch Wellington when maybe they're starting to run out of legs a bit. I don't know. Here's the corner for victory. The delivery, pretty close to the keeper. Guerrier gets a head on it, and the shot is deflected. Appeals for a handball. Alex Paulson ends up with possession. Definitely tactical, says Spencer. You'd imagine it would be some straightforward swaps too. Perhaps Valupale, Khalifi, and Bonavazzi off. So that sort of that trio of attacking midfielders, if you like, for victory, potentially departing the field. We'll keep an eye on it. Changes haven't been made yet, but here comes Bernald for Wellington. Barbarousis. Oi, couldn't find his teammate in Kriev. McBall in the chat says Wellington being very sloppy. Substitutions will be made now. Khalifi is coming off, as is Valupale. So triple change here for victory. This is a big moment in this game. This could sway the tide here for victory. You just need a little bit more moving forward, and they're bringing on some talented footballers. Arzani, he's been good this year for victory. Ben Falami will be playing off that left-hand side, you'd expect, and Jakey Brimmer. Now, who's coming off for Jakey Brimmer? It is Jordi Valadon. So Brimmer is on. Bonavazzi holds his place on the pitch. It was really surprising when we saw the lineups announced pre-game. And we saw that trio of players that just came on weren't included in the starting lineup. It was very bizarre. Especially in a huge game like this. What was Tony Popovic thinking? But perhaps this was the strategy all along, to bring them on in the second half so they could have an impact altogether for the final half an hour. Arzani delivering across. Bonavazzi has it, and Bonavazzi, he looked like he was going to shoot, didn't. Still here for victory. Falami, wide. Another wayward shot. General's not happy with it. So an hour of football has been played in Amy Park in Melbourne. 0-0 in the first leg. Second leg in New Zealand next Saturday. What a huge occasion that will be for New Zealand football. Both semi-final second legs next Saturday. Fornaroli trying to get around Sermon, and he does. Oh, and he's shooting. And for the gazillionth time today, what it feels like, a wayward strike from Melbourne Victory. What are the stats looking like, man? It feels like it's... how many shots of victory out on target? Maybe just a couple so far. It feels like, at least. I mean, it feels like. So, updated lineups on the screen for you. Check out the lineups on the right-hand side. These are the live lineups. Arzani's on that right-hand side. Falami on the left. Those have been the two main wide players this season for Melbourne Victory. Jake Brimmer, who won a Johnny Warren medal. Best player in the competition a couple of years ago. On in midfield. goals conceded this season. They've shown it on the broadcast. Phoenix have just conceded 26 this season. Best defense in the competition up at this point. Mariners just 2 behind them, 28 goals. Looks like Phoenix might be preparing some changes too as we pass the hour mark. I've been in the chat as well. G'day, it's just Wellington Phoenix all the way. Here we go. We are set up for this final half an hour or so of football. A ball over the top for Barbarouses. He's going to get to this Costa. He's got defenders to deal with. It comes back to Criev, who hits. It's dragged wide. Wellington Phoenix are adamant that took a deflection. Criev is screaming at the referee. We're playing on. Goal kick is the call. Down the left, Wellington need to deal with this because Victory looked dangerous. Fornaroli leaving the ball, thinking Arzani was going to be there for it. He was not in the vicinity, Daniel Arzani. He was not there. So let's have a look at this replay, the shot from Criev. Oh, dude, clear corner. Unfortunate mistake from the referee there. Missed that one. That was clear. There was a deflection off the boot of Jason Guerrier. David Ball's coming off the field. It's been a solid shift from David Ball. Oscar Van Hattem's going to come on. This might suggest that a reshuffle for Wellington. There's a piece of paper that's coming out in the hand of Oscar Van Hattem. It's been handed to Captain Alex Rufer. Looks like Van Hattem is going to be taking up a position on that right-hand side. An impact sub, Oscar Van Hattem. Young player, attacking player. Can play through the middle or on the right-hand side. Provided a very nice assist in that big game against Mariners late on in the regular season. Teeing up Ben Old. Plenty of pace, Oscar Van Hattem. So Barbarouses is going to move central. Wellington have a free kick here. Long range. Out wide, but in a promising position. Sutton to deliver. Tim Payne's there as well, though. 2 plays in the wall. Sutton will deliver. Izzo's coming for it. He's got it. Confident goalkeeping from Paul Izzo, who had an incredible game last week in the elimination final against Melbourne City. Got that change there. Van Hattem's on that right-hand side. Barbarouses through the middle now. You just wonder if maybe that piece of paper was that Van Hattem was carrying out to hand to his captain was maybe suggesting a change of formation. With David Ball on the pitch, he was almost playing as a false 9, dropping in as almost another midfielder alongside Rufer, playing pretty deep. But now Barbarouses will surely stay forward as that key attacking player. It is certainly looking more like a 4-5-1 or a 4-3-3 for Wellington now, if you like. Looks, in fact, that maybe Criev is swapping with Ben Old and playing a bit more centrally. Bojdar Criev. Teague. Almost flicked on for Falami. Scott Wooden, who's had a fantastic season at the back for Wellington, making a crucial clearance. Leon's back in the chat as well. Go Wellington, says Alistair. Thanks for jumping in the chat, Alistair. Appreciate you guys tuning in for this live watch-along. We've been doing live watch-alongs all season for the A-League's best league in the world. Bonavazia. Right-hand side. Back to Guerrier. If you want to support the channel and the live stream, you can hit the like button, or you can also consider sending through a super chat to support the channel and the content. Appreciate you guys just being here, man, for what is a huge afternoon. This match, the intensity is ramping up as the game draws on. A big call by the referee. It's a free kick in a promising position. Phoenix aren't happy. Phoenix aren't happy. Van Hatten committing the foul. And especially with the likes of Jake Brimmer on the field, you do not want to give away free kicks here if you're Wellington. Dude, I tell you what, looking at the replay, that's a harsh call. I think Van Hatten did really well to get his boot on the ball there. It looked like he got his boot to the ball at least. Fornaroli went down. It's a bit of a harsh call. John agrees, says, wow, that is soft. So Jakey Brimmer is lining up. It's a fair way out, to be fair. It's probably like 30 meters or so out. But we have seen this man score some spectacular free kicks in the A-League over the years. Jake Brimmer in the semi-final, shooting it straight into the wall. Not enough height on that from Brimmer. Breaks down for victory, man. Wellington. This is a really gutsy performance from Phoenix. They've set this up really, really nicely now. I mean, if they could snatch a goal here in this last 20 minutes, a 1-goal advantage for Phoenix heading into the second leg is enormous. I think if you're Melbourne Victory, you really got to go for it here in the final moments of this game. Got to try and get at least a 1-goal advantage heading to New Zealand. They're going to need it, Melbourne Victory. They're going to need it. Bonavazia, who's been really involved today. He's been good. Arzani on the left now, dribbling around Rufa. Inside for Falami. Give and go with Arzani. Tight play in the box. Just too many players in the road there. Wellington Phoenix again able to clear. And a long-range effort from Bonavazzi is going to sail wide yet again. Tony Popovic does not look happy on the sidelines, yelling out to his players. 20 minutes to go in regular time. I'm checking the stats now. What is it? Victory have had 14 shots. Only 3 of those have been on target. 3 out of 14. Wellington, 6 shots up to this point. Yet to hit the target, Wellington Phoenix. Yet to hit the target. Spencer says, anyone else miss having the Women's World Cup in town? Hey, that was a great time, wasn't it? Almost a year ago. Almost. That was a great time. Teague. Nice control. Bizarre call from the referee there. Teague was dribbling away and the foul's been called back. I mean, there's a clear advantage. He was casually in possession. I feel like we've seen that a bit recently from referees calling fouls when I feel like advantage because it could have easily been played there. No reason to call it back. They've already got possession. Falami on the left. Possession stats for the second half on the broadcast, 57% for victory, just ahead of Wellington, who are 43. Melbourne Victory, patient build-up here. Patient build-up. Thank you very much, Darth Eduardo, and thanks for tuning in, mate. Appreciate it. Ben Falami with a long-range effort once again. On target once again. This time Alex Paulson behind it comfortably. Got to try and find a way, Melbourne Victory, to get Bruno Fornaroli into this game. He's been starved of space. It's been far too easy for that Wellington defenders. Well, not easy. They've obviously worked hard this game, but Fornaroli, we haven't seen too much of him this game. The Crivers won a free kick here for Wellington in their attacking half. This has sort of been the the way things have been going for the last 5-10 minutes. Some free kicks being given away in dangerous areas. It's a fair way out for Wellington, but still. These are big moments. Some tall players up to join the attack for this one. It's towards that far post. Defensive headers made. Roof is there to gather, though. Good chance for Phoenix. The cross is deflected. Ooh, heavy challenge from Crive. He's just missed Arzani, actually. He didn't make any contact. Arzani's streaming away, jostling with Barbarouses. Defensive cover from Samuel Sutton. EAFC career mode stuff. I am keen to get back into that. I think especially in the off-season. Definitely keep an eye out for it in the off-season when the A-League wraps up. Falami. What a victory got this time around. It's a poor pass. Was not on the same wavelength with his teammate, Adama Traore, there. It's not enough from Victory at this point. It's not enough. They've been the team who I've looked the more dangerous. Yeah, it's fair to say, in this first leg semi. They've had some opportunities. Most of those coming from outside the penalty area. But at the moment, they don't have enough to qualify for a grand final. Wellington, you get the sense that with all this defending that they're doing, and they are getting some chances forward, they might be the ones to break the deadlock on perhaps a counter-attack as this game drags on. Another free kick goes the way of Wellington. Kryev involved again. And look at him. He's having some passionate words with, who knows, a teammate, a referee, an opposition player. Ryan Teague, far too aggressive there on Kryev. That's totally a foul. Bonavacia flying in as well. Kryev wasn't happy about it. I'm an Xbox guy myself, John. I am. But there you go. That's good for all the PlayStation viewers here in the live stream. FC24 is free to download on PS Plus this month. There you go. Arzani in the box. Breaks down for him. Wellington Phoenix. Counter-attack brewing here. Look at Ben Old go. Ooh, ambitious long ball towards Van Hattem. Izzo's going to get to that first. 15 minutes to go in regular time. Izzo has just gone down. Back to his feet now, though. A little bit sore. A little bit sore after... Was there a collision there? Maybe a slight collision there with Oscar Van Hattem. Nothing serious. Nothing serious. Double change for Phoenix. What a player to bring on at the end, too. Oscar Zavada, fantastic striker. And Houston Salas coming on here. Houston Salas coming on for Pennington. It's going to be interesting to see who Zavada comes on for here. Some big changes there. Salas has been good since arriving mid-season in the January transfer window. A player who Phoenix coach Italiano spotted during the 2022 World Cup. Oscar Zavada is on for Kryev, so that's an interesting change. What's happening here? There's some bit of confusion with the substitutions. Salas has left the field, has been given a piece of paper. plenty of notes being handed out here. The Kryev does look like he's coming from the field. So Kryev is off. Zavada's going to join the attack here for Wellington. Interesting changes there for the Wellington Phoenix as we enter the final stages of this semi-final. It's been a tightly contested match up to this point. G'day, Yellow and Navy Football Podcast. Good to see you in the chat. Thanks for dropping the love hearts. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Hope you've had a great weekend up to this point. There's those changes. So Zavada's on. Salas on in midfield, replacing Pennington. Barbarousis maybe playing a little bit more centrally, perhaps. We'll keep an eye on it. Benold playing on that left-hand side still. Barbarousis maybe playing a little bit deeper. But Zavada, quite clearly that main attacking outlet now for Wellington up top. Barbarousis looks like he may have tucked into sort of that midfield trio with Benold occupying a position out wide on the left. That's the kind of area you want Benold to, out on that left-hand side where he can use his pace. Another change for Victory being prepared. Chris Economides is going to come on. Going to be interesting to see who comes off here as well. Maybe Fornarola, who's been a bit quiet. Let's see. Bonavazia, in fact, is coming off. He's had a good game. Both teams with one more substitution window left, if I'm not mistaken. Tell us about the PC you're streaming on. How's your setup? It's nothing fancy, Frenzied Rabbit. Just getting the job done on a MacBook Pro, to be honest. So, 79 minutes of football played. Not long to go now. Foul start on the broadcast. 15 committed by Melbourne Victory, 8 to Wellington. G'day, Charlie. Good to see you here. No worries, man. Here's the latest update to the lineup. So Barbarousis is sort of playing almost in that midfield. He'll definitely be pushing up higher to join the attack. Benold is stationed on that left wing for Phoenix. He's got some good play from Victory. A shot coming in again, straight at the keeper. Alex Paulson, it's been pretty comfortable for the Wellington keeper tonight. 80 minutes. And still, we're yet to see a goal in the semi-final tie. Melbourne Victory have Chris Economides playing in an attacking midfield role. He replaced Bonavazia. Ten minutes. Plus some injury time. Wellington Phoenix, man. A goal here for them would be enormous. They know they are heading back to New Zealand next week to play a semi-final match in front of a huge home crowd. It's going to be a huge test for Melbourne Victory. Guerrier. Ooh, it's bounced off Barbarousis favorably for Benold. Rufa. Salas. So Wellington Phoenix with a bit of possession here. A bit of a rare, comfortable possession. Sutton up the line for Old, who's got a bit of space to work with. Not the kind of guy you want to give space. Benold. Dangerous player. Salas. Wide for Payne. Forward for Zavada. Lays it off for Salas. This is good play by Wellington. Strong challenge from Teague. Fair challenge too. Victory can go on the counter. Perhaps a bit of space opening up here. This game is getting onto its latter stages. Daniel Arzani forced to go back. Arzani still delivering towards Economides. It's headed away. Miranda under pressure from Zavada. Had to be careful with that header. Will we see the breakthrough? Will we get a goal in this first leg? Huge, huge. It would be absolutely massive, a goal here for either side to give them the advantage heading into the second leg in New Zealand next week. Falami, Economides, some space opening up for Teague, and the pass is awful. Oh my gosh. Chris Economides will want that back. What a chance. There was a huge, huge pocket of space opening up for Ryan Teague, who made the run. What a moment there. The pass. Oh, goodness me. Chris Economides. What a moment. You can't get those passes wrong. I tell you what, Tony Popovic, every time the camera has cut to Tony Popovic, he doesn't look too happy. And this is, I'm just going to say it, probably an underwhelming performance from Melbourne Victory. I don't think they've been at their best at all today. They've struggled to make any meaningful breakthroughs. A lot of shots coming from outside the box. Arzani has it now, though. Economides will hit. That's a bit better from Victory. Finn Sermon makes a block. Good block. Added time predictions. There hasn't been many stoppages, has there? I don't think there's been any injuries this entire game. Has there been any stoppages for injuries? I don't think there has been. It's been pretty cruisy so far. So I don't think it'll be too much. Maybe 4 minutes. Maybe not even that. Maybe 3. I think stoppages have really been for those substitutions. Brimmer's sending the ball into the box. Again, Wellington Phoenix are just in the road. Damien De Silva has it on the right. He's crossing. Flicked away. Oh, nicely poked through by Barbarousis. Phoenix encounter, dude. This is a great chance. There's so much space on the right. Van Hattem and Barbarousis are there. What a cross-field pass by Ben Old. It's cut off by Arzani. And Brimmer picks it up. Dude, there were 2 players streaming away on the right there for Phoenix. Great vision from Ben Old. You almost found him. Almost found him. 5 minutes to go in regular time. Victory 0, Phoenix 0. A goal here would be enormous. Guerrier back fatigue. Economides. They're building nicely. Brimmer. Oh, that looked like a hand. The peels aren't strong. Was that not a hand from Scott Wooten? I cannot be the only one that saw that. Scott Wooten just looked like he just charged that down with his arms. I'm perplexed as to why no one's appealing that. I must have seen that wrong. Perhaps it just hit the chest. Brimmer again. In the box. Looking for Fornaroli. Again, the pass is offline. What is this play from Melbourne Victory? They're getting into good areas and just the quality's not there. It's breaking down more often than not. Credit to Wellington, who have been so organised at the back. Connor Meady's on the right, looking for the short ball. Doesn't work out, and Sutton will bring it away. Wow. Melbourne Victory, dude. They're going to look back to this leg here, this first leg, and these missed opportunities. Replay of that possible handball. Definitely no penalty. Probably did hit the arm, but it was tucked right into the body there. Quite clearly. No handball. From Scott Wooten. Edge of the seat stuff here. Nervy moments. I think if you're a Victory fan at home, unable to make the breakthrough. Economides. Barbarousis, Wellington Phoenix back in possession here. Payne charging up the right. Sends a long ball towards Zavada. Flag stayed down. The shot. Flag will go up now. 87 minutes played. Will any of these attacks turn into a goal? Jake Brim has been really involved since coming off the bench at the hour mark. Arzani too. Geria. Victory against slowly building in a promising position. Poke through for Economides, who cuts it back. Great chance. Paulson can't hold on to it. Sutton clears. Heavy collision between Old and Arzani. That's got to be a foul. Yep. No complaints with that. Arzani doesn't like it. Victory don't like it, but that was certainly a foul. 88 minutes played now. Yep, definitely a foul. Definitely a yellow card. Phoenix were breaking away down there, down the left. Jonas says in the chat, Melbourne Victory are missing Machash in that playmaker position. I think they are certainly wishing he was on the field. There's been another change here for Victory. Chapman is on for Fornaroli. An interesting change, dude. Really interesting change. It's going to push Broomer up the park, and Chapman's on in a defensive midfield position. And Economides will play up top. One final change for Victory. Very interesting to bring off your striker there with just a couple minutes to go. Surely you just keep Fornaroli on for the last few minutes to try and give yourself a good opportunity to get on the score sheet. If I'm not mistaken, I think Wellington Phoenix also have one more substitution window up their sleeve if they want to use it. They've just showed the expected goals column on the broadcast, and unsurprisingly, it's below 1 for both teams. Not many clear-cut chances. A real arm wrestle, a real tight battle. Shots at goal on the broadcast as well. 18 for Victory, just 6 for Wellington. Of course, as we mentioned earlier, Wellington have not recorded a shot on target in this match. It's been defense first. Frenzied says, surely this has to end 0-0. Don't think either team has an eye for goal tonight. Yep. That's been the story of the night. Although here it comes in towards Zavada. Izzo will claim it. And 5 minutes of added time. 5 minutes. I think that's being generous. There really hasn't been many stoppages at all tonight. So Victory's final change sees Connor Chapman brought on into midfield. Brimmer will push up in that number 10 role. Economides playing up top where Fornaroli was. Houston Salas has picked up a foul for Wellington. Leanne says I picked a 0-0 draw. Might get it. It's looking likely at this stage. So, free kick. Send it to the box for Wellington. Zavada gets a head on it, but pretty comfortable for Izzo. 5 minutes added on. 5 minutes for Melbourne Victory here to try and give themselves an advantage heading into the second leg. Down the left, Falami earns a corner. Tim Payne is blowing up at the referee. Cannot believe it. Throwing an absolute tantrum. Cannot believe that that's a corner. But Victory have it. And it's a huge, huge opportunity here for the home team. Let's have a look at the replay. It looked like it came off Payne last. Corner comes in. Zavada gets the near post header away. Another corner to come. 5 minutes of added time. 5 minutes of added time here. Teague delivers. Good delivery too, but Paulson's there to punch. Brimmer sending it back in again. The story of the night for Victory's attackers. Shots going wide of the target. These long-range efforts not testing Alex Paulson enough. And it's going to cost them, man. It's absolutely going to cost them. They haven't had enough in the final third. It's 19 shots tonight for Melbourne Victory. Not enough to test Alex Paulson. Really disappointing. Just 5 on target. 5 on target for Victory out of those 19. Of course, Wellington not yet to register a shot on target. Falami, again charging down the left. What a challenge from Alex Rufer. Taking the ball away from Falami. Two minutes left. Victory are pushing. You can see their intentions here. They want to get this goal. They know what it means. It would be a huge advantage heading into the second leg in Wellington. Brimmer, they're knocking it around, trying to look for this space. Brimmer delivers. Arzani's going to gather it on the right side. The seconds are ticking by here for Victory. Wellington have been so strong at the back. Again, Arzani just... Victory trying to flick it in behind. It's not quite working out. There's no synergy in the final third. There's no quality there. That's the main takeaway for this game, man. Victory, the missed opportunities. They won't be happy with this. Zavada gets a flick on towards Old. Silva should get that clear. 1 minute left. 1 minute left. Oh, heavy challenge from Rufer on Brimmer. The card is coming out. Heavy challenge indeed. Phoenix keeper is booked. Oh, dude, that's a dangerous tackle. Alex Rufer wasn't happy. I mean, how can he complain against that? It's an awful challenge. He's completely missed the ball and wiped out the ankles of Alex Rufer. Mohamed Altai has come on for 30 seconds here to replace Ben Old. It's a defensive move. So Ryan Teague is going to launch this forward from the halfway line. Everyone is almost everyone, not Paul Izzo, is forward for Victory. It's launched forward. Away by Altai. Teague looks for the far post. Falami's there. Force backwards. Guerrier with a bit of space. Final seconds now. Full-time whistle set to blow. Final chance for Victory. Arzani goes backwards. The whistle's blown. The whistle is blown. The first leg ends as a scoreless draw here. And look at the faces of these Victory players. They know what that means. What a defensive effort from Wellington Phoenix to hold on here. 19 shots from Victory. Just 5 of those on target. Oh my gosh. Wellington Phoenix, you got to say now, hold a huge advantage heading into the second leg. It is so important. Victory held scoreless. And it's going to be a packed stadium in Wellington for the second leg next Saturday, where surely Phoenix have the advantage at home. 0-0 heading into the second leg. A tight contest, but Victory needed just that little bit more quality in the final third. Wellington Phoenix with some opportunities on the counter-attack. Didn't manage to register a single shot on target, but they won't mind that. They kept a clean sheet, and they'll be confident heading into the second leg. General says, I know what that means. Go attack the game next week. Make up for it. Silence the home crowd. Also says, frustrating. I'm sure that would be the overriding emotion for Victory fans as well. Hey, just frustrating seeing how they had the opportunities there. They got into good areas, but just not enough quality to break through this stubborn Wellington Phoenix defense who hold on. Second leg next week in Wellington. Central Coast Mariners hold the lead in the other semi-final. They won 2-1 on Friday night. They host Sydney on Saturday night as well. Both semi-finals taking place next Saturday. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate you guys tuning in for this live watch along. Hit the like button on the way out. Hit subscribe if you haven't done so already as well. My name's Lockie. This is Coast Watch Football, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.